Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. This is the English translation of the Majlis of Hazrat MAULANA QAMAR UZZAMANSAHEBALAHBADI Sahib Damat Barakatuhum, which took place on Wednesday before the Zohr Salat. At the residence of Abdul Alim Batla. This is in Bandra West, Bombay, India. Our Hazrat Wala is saying and starting off that they also have this ma'mul and here as well. These people made the intizam and I sat down for this majlis. If you ask me, I have forgotten everything except that which I heard from my mashayikh and my akabirin. Now those are the translation of the couplets that Hazrat Wala just read. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahib used to also sit down and he would read these articles and these special topics of Hazrat Mujaddid Al-Faithani Rahimahullah. I'm doing the very same thing. Okay, so Hazrat Mujaddid Al-Faithani, his letter and his maktub on the virtues of the Kalima Tayyibah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. La ilaha illallah. There is nothing more beneficial than this to cool Allah's anger, since this Kalima Tayyibah quells Allah's anger, which could have become the cause of casting a person into hellfire. It will be more effective in quelling others' angers which are of a lesser level than it. Why would this kalima not quell Allah's anger when a servant reads it repeatedly, rejects everything apart from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, turns his attention from everything else and makes Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the center of his focus? A person's attention to various things was the cause of Allah's anger. Once he turned his attention from all of them and came to the central point, Allah, his anger also dissipated. One can observe this reality in this ephemeral world. Take the example of a master who is displeased with his slave and vents his anger on him. The slave resorts to his sound nature, turns his attention from everything else and focuses on his master alone. Thus, the master will inevitably develop affection towards his slave and his anger will be quelled. A faqir perceives the kalima tayyibah to be the key of the 99 treasures of Allah's mercy. So Hazrat Mujaddid Al-Faithani is saying that I perceive the kalima tayyibah to be the key of the 99 treasures of Allah's mercy and believes it to be the treasure of the year after. There is no better intercessor than the kalima tayyibah to remove the pitch darkness of unbelief and the filth of polytheism. When a person affirms this kalima and acquires even an iota of iman, then even if due to his misfortune gets caught up in certain customs of unbelief and evils of polytheism, there is hope that he will eventually come out of the punishment through the intercession of the kalima tayyibah and be saved from remaining in hell fire forever. Our Hazrat Wala is saying, all the mashayikh used to recommend the wird and the ma'mul, the habit and the practice of this particular kalima, the kalima tayyibah. Hazrat Haji Imdadullah, Hazrat Shah Wasiullah, La ilaha illallah, La ma'buda illallah. There is none worthy of worship but Allah. La maqsuda illallah. There is no objective. There is no goal. There is nothing I wish to achieve other than Allah. And others even went to the extent of La mawjuda illallah. Nothing is existent. There is nothing present here other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. There is no silsila except that the Shaykh would most definitely make talqeen and give instruction of this kalima. Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab used to become very, very happy when he would see us engaged in the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rather, he would say to others, look at these people, they are making the dhikr of Allah. When the month of Ramadan would come, he would go on to say, when people would ask him about dedicating all time to the recitation of the Quran, he would say, yes, that's in its place. However, keep the practice and the ma'mul of the dhikr as well. Now here we spoke about the anger of that master, and he became angry with this servant. And then the servant turns all his attention away from everything else and puts it on his master. Eventually what happens? The master then, his anger will be quelled, and he becomes pleased with this slave of his. This was the actual andaz, style and the tariqah of Hazrat Maulana Shah Wasiullah Sahab. This was the special way of his islah. That he would want, the outcome was that he would want that a person turns his attention away from everything else and puts his attention on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now the blessings of the kalima tayyiba, here are some of the blessings of this kalima. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said that the person who reads La ilaha illallah with sincerity shall enter Jannah. Those who are short-sighted express astonishment at this and ask, how can a person gain admission into Jannah merely saying La ilaha illallah? The fact of the matter is that they do not know the reality of this kalima. I feel that even if one person from the entire makhluk were to say this kalima just once, there is room for all of them to be admitted into Jannah because of the barakat of that. I am also of the view that if the blessings of this sanctified kalima were to be distributed to the entire world, it would suffice everyone forever, and it will satiate all of them. When the second part of the kalima is attached to it, that is Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then we cannot even imagine its immense blessings. The combination of both, that is La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, integrates the excellences of the special wilayat, friendship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and nubuwat, and these are the two harbingers of all success. O Allah, do not deprive us of the barakat, the blessings of the kalima tayyiba. Keep us steadfast on it. Cause us to die while we are firm on it, and resurrect us with those who affirm it. Grant us admission into Jannah through this kalima and through the honor of the sanctity of those who conveyed it. Peace, salawat and salam to them. The greatness of this kalima manifests itself according to the ranks of those who read it. The higher a person's rank, the more the greatness of this kalima will be displayed. Yaziduka wajhuhu husnan idha ma zitta nadhran. The more you look at his countenance, the more beautiful his face will appear to you. While living in this world, I do not know. Now who's speaking? Who's talking here? It is Mujaddid Al-Faithani. While living in this world, I do not know if there is any wish which is greater than the ability to sit in solitude in one corner and to enjoy repeating the kalima tayyiba. But what can I do? I cannot realize, one cannot realize all one's wishes. We will become negligent at times, and we are forced to interact with the creation for the fulfillment of their rights. Thereafter, he ends off with the dua, Hazrat Mujaddid Al-Fithani, رَبَّنَا أَتْمِمْ لَنَا نُورَنَا وَاغْفِرْ لَنَا إِنَّكَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ قَدِيرٌ سُبْحَانَ رَبِّكَ رَبِّ الْعِزَّةِ عَمَّا يَصِفُونَ وَسَلَامٌ على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. So Allah Ta'ala let us benefit and feel the effects of this kalima. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم بحرمة سيد النبي الكريم صلى الله عليه وسلم.